Let's hear a voice from the Western Slope, shall we? State Representative Elizabeth Velasco joins us. She represents the area around Glenwood Springs and in Garfield County. First off, Representative, I would just say I know the thoughts of a lot of people around Colorado are with your community. The firefighters who were killed in Western Colorado were based there in Rifle with a crew, and I know that obviously the fires are to the west of your district there in Mesa County, but there's a lot of concern for folks around the state, for the firefighters who are living and working in your community and trying to keep people safe.
Yeah, thank you so much. And as the chair of the Wildfire Matters Committee, we know that the climate change is here and we have a fire year, not a fire season anymore.
Rep. Velasco, what do you take out of the results tonight? I think it would be fair to say you describe yourself as a progressive Democrat. Colorado looks like you're going to send a Democratic socialist to Congress for the first time.
It's very exciting. I think when I talk to people about Colorado, we are a blue state. We are not purple. And I think that, I thank the people that were in power and that helped us get to a blue state. But this is the time for putting workers first, for having people that are like us in government and not more millionaires and billionaires.
How do you think a likely Governor Phil Weiser will be different to deal with at the Capitol than Governor Jared Polis?
I'm very excited. I endorsed Phil Weiser for governor. And, Phil has been at the AG's office helping us make sure that our legislation is enforceable, defendable, and constitutional. So I trust that he will be a good partner. I hope that he is not as in the weeds with us as Governor Polis was, but that he's more of a support because we all have the same goal of standing up to Trump and making sure that we can all thrive.
Representative Velasco, this is Mallory Harris, senior politics producer at 9 News. There have been some losses on progressive policies at the State House this year, some that I'm sure you were disappointed by, on immigration bills, on labor bills, where the breaking point was not with Republicans, but with either moderate Democrats or hitting the governor's veto pin at the desk. With a new governor in office, with, it seems, some more progressive candidates heading to the State House and with some progressive momentum on the national level, do you anticipate making some headway this year on some of those progressive priorities?
Yes, of course. And people in Colorado cannot wait. It's time that the wealthy pay their fair share. We want to bring back rent control, bring back the OSHA bill where we make sure that workers are safe and able to come home after their shift. And you're correct that many of the policies that died this year, it was because of Democrats and not because of the opposition. So it's very important, and to me it's very clear when you have a corporate Dem versus a progressive Dem that's going to stand up for our communities and our most vulnerable.
You represent a district that is very ideologically diverse, right? It stretches from Aspen to Garfield County. What do you think Coloradans who primarily live along the Front Range should know about rural Democrats in this state, right? You hear a lot of talk from the party about how do we make inroads in rural Colorado. Sometimes it seems like that is being falsely equated with centrism, right? And with running, center-left candidates. What would you like folks on the Front Range to know about Democrats in rural Colorado?
It's important to me that, we're not being left behind, that we are at the center of the decisions, especially because we are the keepers of our natural resources. Specifically right now, as we want everyone in Colorado to have access to clean air and clean water, as we're having these water wars, as we're dealing with climate change and holding polluters accountable, it's important, and more than ever, that we have a strong spine as Democrats, and that we stand with workers, because my district is 30% Latino. We had never had Latino representation at the state level. And there's a lot of workers. The tourism industry cannot work without immigrants, without working families. And, the wealth disparities in my district, I would bet that is one of the largest in the nation.
State Representative Elizabeth Velasco, Democrat from Glenwood Springs, thank you so much for taking time to speak with us tonight.
Thank you.